Yes.
Hello, beautiful women of the Effortless Change Academy and the Secret Code. Y'all, we are approaching a season of not just being festive and celebrating, but we're also getting closer to the celebration. And I just wanted to say the celebration for this particular academy. Just wanted to put that on your calendar. It is December 22nd. Yes, I know that is the Saturday before Christmas. But that's why I put it early in the morning so that you can get on, we can get off, we can celebrate, we can have a great time. We talk about the mountains we've moved, the shifts we've made, and then you can get on your merry way. So, as always, I love to open up with just saying I am so appreciative for each and every one of you. I get excited when I know that I'm about to see you ladies. Your progress is so important to me. And I know, just based on my experience, that the things that we share with each other, y'all, they work. Things that you hear in this academy, February, something's going to click with you and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, we talked about that. Now that seems so real to me. That makes sense because guess what we're doing? From the very first lesson, we talked about planting a seed. So I don't want anyone to get discouraged or feel sad or beat up on themselves because they see this woman doing this, or they see this woman saying this, and you see this change, and you don't see any obvious changes. Know that the fact, this is the big thing. You know, I shared this in the first training, y'all, and this, we're just going to bring it around full circle. This is the thing. You are not going to necessarily see the change automatically. You never see a mighty oak grow up overnight. What we are doing just through the demonstration of this program, we're planting seeds. We're planting seeds for change. And you've heard it before, change takes time, but it's our nagging, persistent, making 1% changes over time that makes it one day you're going to look up and you'll blow up, and everyone else will say to you, girl, it just seemed like you were an overnight success, and they won't have any idea of the work that you've been doing.
Yeah.
How God has been changing, the goddess has been changing your life. That's why people think, oh, she's an overnight. She's always been that way. Oh, she's always been successful. Oh, she makes it look so easy. No. You can have anything you want. You can have your cake and eat it too if you're willing to do the work, ladies. And that's what y'all have been doing. You've been planting the seeds. That's all your job is. Your job is to plant the seeds and stay in a place of alignment. And we're going to talk about that in this session. Your job is just to stay planting seeds, sprinkling them seeds, and making your work is to plant the seeds and be led by inspiration, by the universe, on how to cultivate those seeds, how to nurture those seeds. The change will not come by you, by your hand alone. Your job is just to plant the seed and make sure you're not like those other soils that we talked about that had a challenge holding the seed, allowing the seed to take root. The ground that was stony and rocky, shallow, hardened. Your job is to take the information that we've been given and receive it. The conscious mind is going to debate, is going to want to negate, is going to want to say that it's not that way. But the truth is, y'all, we live in a universe where you're going to attract exactly what you put out. Every thought, every word you're going to give an account for. So we're going to talk about this particular session on how to just be even more aware. We've talked about how to be consciously aware of our thoughts. We've even talked about how to be consciously aware of the words that we say. So we want to now be aware of the shifts we make through this vehicle that we call emotions. Emotions. There's a song by H-Time that says, emotions make you cry sometimes. You remember that, Shantia? Yes. Emotions can make you cry sometimes. Mm-hmm. But today we're gonna know. We're gonna know. Because we're gonna practice. Right? Conscious of our thoughts, conscious of our words. Now we're gonna practice consciousness in the form of our feelings. And in order to do that, I'm going to share my screen with you. Shantia went back. I showed my age on that one.
Yes, you did. Somebody rocking the boots right there.
Somebody rocking the boots. Yes.
I think that was
knocking the boots.
Early 90s.
Early 90s, girl. They didn't know nothing about it then. All right. So I mentioned to you on the last session that we were going to bring this conversation full circle. What you're looking at now is the emotional guidance scale. And Abraham Hicks talks a lot about this because we can use our emotions as a way to pinpoint changes in our consciousness that we've made, changes in our behavior, actions, results, which ultimately lead to our destiny. So, Keisha, what are you talking about? What Abraham says is that each one of us, and I totally agree, has an inner guidance system, like a GPS. Hey, fellas, like a GPS, a God force that's in us, just like a GPS. Like we get in there, or Siri gives us directions, we put in the address, I want to go here. There is no doubt, although sometimes they can get off, but if you use the Google Maps, it's going to lead you right up to the door. You put the address in. Now, notice when you put the address in, the young lady talking never says to you, where have you been? That's important. I know where you're going, but where you been? I need to know that first. Chantel, have you ever heard a GPS system say that?
No, ma'am.
A GPS say that? No, because it's not important. It is so not important. Source, pure positive energy, God, Goddess, the universe, is never backward looking. Never backwards looking. Never looks back to the past. Ever, ever, never when you go in prayer or sit in meditation, is God gonna say, I remember what you did. I'll let you have it this time, but don't do what you did last time. Always forward looking. When you put that address in that GPS, it is forward motion, forward movement, always. So know that this inner GPS that you have is always forward, is always pushing and drawing you. You remember that song? Draw me nearer. If you raise me up, I'll draw all men. Pulling you into your oneness with Source, pulling you toward joy, pulling you toward knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, and appreciation. You see that is the number one on the upward spiral. So that GPS is there to direct you toward your destination.
Mm.
When you get off track, what does it say? Rerouting. That's what your emotions do. They're helpful. They're there to guide you, always rerouting you back to number one. And when we are not cooperating, that little wheel gets to spinning. But when we're not cooperating emotionally, we go in a downward spiral. When we are not cooperating and making the turns and making the lefts and the rights, we're moving away from our destination. So let's talk about how we can be mindful of this emotional guidance scale, which we can use to shift us to make ourselves open for change. So you notice that number one on the list, we've got 22 numbers here. Number one on the list is just pure positive love and appreciation. Mm-hmm. God is love. See how wherever we are, we're constantly being pulled in that direction because that's where love is. That's where appreciation is. And whenever we're in alignment with that, people ask, well, how do I get in alignment? Feel joy. Feel empowered where you are. In whatever state you're in, feel free. Feel love. Feel appreciation for things. Did you send me a message? So, in order for us to be going toward alignment, we've got to be doing exactly what we've been talking about since day one, and that is conscious. After today's session, you will be more conscious of how you feel because this is the thread. Your thoughts drive how you feel. Your feelings, your emotions will determine a particular action or result that you get. And based on your consistent actions or your results over time, that's the direction of your life. Now, that may sound challenging or difficult to do, but if you think about it, it's really, although not easy all the time, it's very simple. You can change your life by your destination, where you're going, with a simple conscious change in your thoughts, which are automatically going to change how you feel. So most times, quiet as is kept, if we're all honest, we are somewhere hovering around number 7 and 8.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, that's why it's in the middle.
Yep.
That's the average existence.
Yep.
So, blah. How you doing? I'm fine. I'm content. I'm bored.
Yep.
And when we're really out of alignment, we are fearful. We're filled with grief, depression. We feel powerless. We feel like the victim. And that's why, if you'll recall, we talked, and maybe this might have been in I think this was on the Heart and Soil in that live inside of the group. I talked about this idea of offense. That's why the good word encourages not to get in offense. Don't even get it started. Drop the subject, drop the idea, drop the thoughts, drop the feeling before you even pick it up.
Yeah.
Because when someone does something who you are holding as your object of attention, your spouse, your children, your parents, your team members, and if number 12 disappoints you, you automatically get an offense.
Yep.
And then you begin to do number 15, blame.
Mm.
And if the person doesn't automatically accept responsibility for it, you get angry. You
Yeah,
see where we're
Lord.
going? You see how just picking up that damn angry stick, that offense stick, just sends you into a direction that you don't want to go in?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you so damn hot, you don't even know how you're going to get back to number one. How do I get back? Well, I can tell you this. If you try to go from being jealous, hating on people, number 20, to number one, you'll fall out. That's when people have blowouts, breakdowns.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to do too much.
Right.
Notice the shape of this thing. It's shaped that way. Notice it's not a cylinder. Notice that this is a spiral. This illustrates for us that there is a gradual movement, a shift that must occur in order for us to get back in alignment. My recommendation for you, because you can. You can. You're not number 22 powerless. You couldn't be, or you wouldn't even be on the scale.
Right.
Every one of these emotions is a choice. Every one of them. Now, based on your life experiences, based on the thoughts, based on your memories of pain and suffering, based on the nature of your soil, that will depend on how quickly you move and progress. Based on those things will be where you land. That's why your thoughts are so powerful, because they start this cycle. Now, Keisha, do you mean to tell me I should never get down to 22:18? Yes, honey, get down there. That's what they were given to you for you to experience, so that you could lead a life of freedom, so you could lead a life of joy. Because if you never knew grief, you could not appreciate the power of joy. If you've never
Right.
been angry, you could never appreciate being bored. You could never appreciate optimism. So I love sharing that one. Share another one that I love to share with people. I love sharing this one because it gives you the actual phrase and the thought that you are probably thinking that's associated with the feeling. One of the best things that I've ever heard, I want to say it was Wayne Dyer. One of the best things I've ever heard him say, and that is, love everything.
Mm.
Love everything. Love the, as you call it, the debt. Love the low credit score. Love the older house that you want to move out of. Love everything. That's where your work is. When you feel, on those days when you feel like you can take over the world, I am so full. I am so full of love and gratitude for what I have. I'm passionate about life. I'm passionate about teaching. I'm passionate about coaching. When shit goes down that is unexpected, it's a spirit of optimism that says, you know what? I'm good at shit like this. I can do this. After the trauma has subsided, I'm okay. I got through it. I'm okay. I mean, I ain't happy about it, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
When you're in doubt, maybe I can. When you just blah, it don't faze me. I don't care. You, you might not care about this, and this is the point I want to share too. There are some particular subjects that when we get on them, we go straight to I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
We judge people, we judge situations. There's some subjects that automatically take us there. I recommend to you, don't deal with those topics until you're ready to. Well, Keisha, if I don't deal with the bills, they won't get paid. I submit to you, if you deal with them in a vibration of being apathetic, pessimistic, feeling like you need the money, guilty for running up the credit card bills, when you sit down to pay them, guess what? With that vibration, you'll just get more of the same. That's why
Yeah.
you always hear me say, take inspired action. Action just for the sake of action nullifies whatever you want to manifest. Break it down. If you don't like, David and I have our finance meeting today. There's just some things you don't want to talk about. If you don't want to sit down and pay them bills right now, do something that you can do, right? I can. Do something you can do. I can take them and throw the envelopes away that they came in. That's one step. I can stack them. I can stack them according to highest bill to lowest bill. I can do that. But remember what I told you? If you try to go from feeling guilty about what you have incurred to try to feel excited about doing this shit, you'll crack.
Yeah.
Swiss cheese it.
Yeah.
I love telling people to do the Swiss cheese. Is there something that's difficult and challenging for you to tackle? Don't go into victim mode. Get happy about something and then go to that place. If you love ice cream, then go get you a bowl of ice cream, get you some Blue Bell, get yourself in a place where you're feeling enthusiastic, optimistic, in appreciation. I love ice cream. I love the way world-class chocolate by Baskin Robbins tastes on my tongue. I love the fact that when I have a birthday, they send me a coupon to get a free scoop. I love that the girl that waits on me in there all the time is super sweet. I taught her mama. Okay, you could go on 3 minutes about ice cream till you get yourself elevated to a point where you can deal with the shit that we just have to deal with.
Right.
Get a piece of paper. If bills is a headache or doing your taxes is a headache, Swiss cheese it. Make a bunch of different size holes on a white piece of paper. And Lindsay, what you do is in each of those circles, put a little task based on the size of that circle. Like Swiss cheese, got different sizes. Put, gather, print out W-2s. Put that in one of those little holes. In a big another hole, call Danye to the table. Break it down for yourself. Nobody said you had to do it all. That's why it's so jacked up in your head because you think I got to do it all. Or you wait till the last minute, now I got to do it all. And the fact that you get it done at the last minute is even more reason for you to procrastinate next year. So I love this one because it gives words, it gives thoughts to these feelings and emotions that you're having, all right?
The young folks call it.
Say it again.
The young folks call it procrastinate.
They call it what?
Clutch.
Clutch. I love it. They come up with everything, girl. That is awesome. So the reason I love pulling this up, thanks for sharing that, is that this also gives us an idea about how we link how we feel to what we attract.
Mm.
Okay. Y'all, when you feel good, you attract good feeling things, good people, good emotions, good opportunities, good experiences. When you feel bad, you attract that in kind. Like attract like. Like attracts like.
Yep.
You've heard it before. What
Yep.
you sow, you gonna reap.
That's right. You are the average of your 5 friends.
You are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. What you put out, you gonna get back. What goes around comes around. It's a simple law. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he.
Yep.
You thinking thoughts of I'm overwhelmed, I'm frustrated, I can't wait. Doubt, worry. You're attracting more of situation, occurrences, experiences, and people that are gonna cause you to say these statements. That's why we can feel them, we can appreciate them. But Abraham has given us a very, very good timeline for when we want to feel it. Hey, Leah, Soul Charm. She now has gone from 17 seconds to 16 seconds. I remember one time she was telling us about this conversation she was having with somebody that she didn't want to have. And what she said to them was, look, I got to tell you something and you ain't going to like it, but I got to do it in 16 seconds. Because it has been scientifically proven. Let me share this with you too. Caveat. We know, or we've heard of quantum physics. Have you heard of that phrase before? Right? So we can explain anything, any phenomena that has happened in this planet by one or two ways, through theology or through science. Amen. Well, quantum physics, come on, science teacher, Master Charm. Quantum physics explains our universal laws, whereas the Bible or theology or the Quran or Torah explains it as well. So there is no contradiction with theology and science. They agree. So the Bible says, what goes around comes around. No, the Bible don't say that. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. What you plant, you sow to the wind, you reap to the wind, or however it says, So what quantum physics says is that whatever you put out there, you're going to get it back. And there is an equal attraction, right? That's why Abraham gives it 16 seconds, because once an energy, and your thoughts are energy, it's like a two-way transistor radio. Your brain, or your mind rather, not your physical brain, your mind all day is sending and receiving messages all day long. Your thoughts are energetic. So what's good gets better, what's worse gets horrific. I'm a witness to that. That's why the ultimate manifestation is having control over how you feel. When you can do that, when we can teach kids to do this, control how they feel, help them to make the conscious decisions, y'all, now they can leave our house. We ain't worried about them.
Mm-hmm.
We don't care if they take a job in McDonald's. We don't care if they don't go to college. What we care about is if they can stay in alignment or not. Because if they're in alignment, they'll be led to make their own inspired decisions and their own inspired actions. That's why you'll hear me talk about, I don't give a shit about no grades. Grades are great, but it's a snapshot in time. And based on how the children feeling on this scale, come on, they just like us.
Right.
You go into the doctor's office. I've never had, just really been blessed to not have any, have to take medication or anything. But suppose I had gone into the doctor's office to my GP right after the carjacking. Where do you think I would have fell on this assignment? Oh, well, let me just give her prescriptions of some high blood pressure pills. No. And that's what we tend to do in the field of medicine. They just practice it. You go in that doctor's office and what they got on their wall? Practicing medicine, just practicing on you. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try. You can get in alignment and heal thyself, daughter. So, soul charm, when we are feeling this way, we got this scale, just do a snapshot of it, where you gotta go. And you just have to make the small shifts, and we'll talk about how you can make these shifts. We now have talked about making the conscious shifts with our mind. We've talked about how to make the conscious shifts with our tongue. Now we're talking about how to make these conscious shifts with our emotions, and we're going to talk about how to do that. So that's why I like that one. It demonstrates for us, illustrates for us rather, that when we're in a high vibration, it's a strong pull for whatever we want. You don't have to be thinking about love in your car in order for you to attract the car. You can be thinking about, especially if getting a new car is something that causes you some doubt and worry. Don't go with that. Choose something else that makes you enthusiastic, because it's all energy. The same energetic makeup of a car is the same energetic makeup that you have in your body. So let's go to the next one that I love. I don't know what you're doing. All right. So now we know some of the thoughts that we've had. Same scale gives us a better indication of our attitude, the words that we actually say. When you're in a great vibration, you say stuff like, this is awesome. This is fascinating. And y'all, I know it doesn't seem even fair for you to say that about something that you don't like in your experience. I'm alive and I'm learning. That's why we preach personal growth and personal development. Look at the baby girl. We love babies. When you're grateful, thank goodness, here this is. It's coming up for healing. That's what our internal guidance system is telling us. Whatever we feel an emotion, it's telling us, you feel really passionate about something. What is that something that you're really feeling? When you're in fear, there is something that you really want. What is that thing? Can we make that shift and focus on it and send good vibrations to the thing that we are wanting and not the thing that we don't want? But when we're in this place where we feel like the victim, people are always doing this to me. I always get the bad parts. Why me? That's just a formula for grief, depression, helplessness, resentment.
Mm-hmm.
And I also like this one because it also illustrates for us that whatever our thoughts are, our body feels. When I don't get sick. I don't get sick. If I get a sniffy or runny nose, that means I have just run my body down to the ground. I have not taken the rest and the sleep that I've needed. But there's a wonderful book by Bernie Siegel called Love, Medicine, and Miracles. This doctor was finding that when his cancer patients or other terminally ill patients were coming to him, when he shucked it all the way down to it, they were sick in their minds. They were sick in their hearts. Their hearts were hurting. They didn't have peace. They were in the low vibration. And doing that over a chronic, habitual amount of time caused sickness and illness in their bodies. And how he began to work on their minds, and they became well. Anybody have any questions about this? Is this making sense? Is this resonating with you? Yay? No? Awesome. All righty. So, I didn't mean to leave that up. So, how then, Keisha, do I move? Put my chat box up, in case y'all say. Uh-oh, how do I do that? There we go. How do I move then from boredom, from anger, or to where else do we need to go? Don't go back up. I need you to stay there. Accept. How do I do that? Well, there are 4 ways. One I use in particular, but I'll share how some other people are moving their way up the emotional scale in order to make the conscious effort to control their emotions. The best thing, y'all, and this is the number one thing, and if you just practice this one over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, you will notice a marked difference in your life. You're going to learn how you feel, first of all. And that is when you get up in the morning. You know how they told us when we was growing up? Say our prayers in the morning. Y'all, we got to keep doing that. It started you out on your way. When I rose this morning, come on. I ain't have no doubts. I get up this morning, I ain't have no doubts. And as the course of the day went on, I got a bunch of doubts. When I rose this morning, I didn't have any doubt. The first thing you got to do is prime the scale. Y'all, this is your work. This is why Paul say it's your life's work. This is the work. All the other stuff is just freely that we do. This is the work. Leading yourself. And a woman that leads herself is going to get up first thing in the morning. Sometimes, y'all, I get up for everybody else. Sometimes I wait till they leave. But the morning is a magical time. You can open with a blank slate.
Yep.
Think about how you want your day to go. Start with gratitude. Before I get up, before my feet hit the ground, I say, y'all, simple things. I told y'all this one verse I love to say. Let this morning bring word of your unfailing love for me, because I trust you. Show me which way to go because my life is in your hands. Every new morning, new mercies I see. Yesterday is gone. It's so over with. Before I get out to bed, thank you for the sun. We don't even, y'all, didn't nobody say we had to say, be thankful for the big things only? Be grateful for the sun. Thankful for the moon, the stars. I thank you for water. I got off on a trip on water the other day so bad. I was like, this water, we didn't even have to, the water's just here. It's just here. And we live in a country where we can get tons of it. Clean. Just water. Good tasting water, okay water. We got our own variety. If you want to pay $5 for a bottle, if you want to go get the Kroger, if you want to get the Sam 20 ounce like I get, you can do it. Start with appreciation first thing in the morning. It sets the tone for your day. Do that 1 or 2 minutes. Just focus on one thing. Y'all, I'm grateful for the performance sheets I got. I paid $200 for those things about a year ago at Bed Bath & Beyond. Y'all, they the best feeling sheets. I just love my sheets. You got a satin pillowcase. Lord, I just love my satin pillowcase because some mornings I don't even have to do my hair. Appreciate. And when you do that, the universe is going to line up things over the course of your day, over the course of your life for you to be appreciative of. If you're into meditation, do that. If you like exercising, do that. If you do yoga, do that. Now, that is one simple way. If you just do that for 30 days, your life's going to flip upside down. Now, we can't avoid encountering maybe at least a small amount of negativity in the world each day. And maybe if none come to you, just cut on the news. Whether it come from somebody with a bad attitude, from one of them sisters in them khaki pants at Walmart, or from a devastating story of someone you know or something that has happened in the news. And as you know, you're going to attract what you emit. And so if you're emitting at least to some degree some negativity, you're going to encounter some of those things. And we have all experienced that. We stub our toe. Next thing you know, the bill collector calling. Next thing you know, you got a call from the school. Next thing you know, your husband say that TT made then transpired, then shifted over. We're not expected to be blind to the negativity, but we are expected to be in control of our emotions. And while it's important to create like this environment of that's always positive internally and externally, from time to time, we're going to shift and dip, and that is necessary. That's necessary for life. But since positive feelings and beliefs and thoughts hold so much more power than the negative ones, you can take a shift by balancing yourself. So one, you can just get up in the morning, set the tone. The next thing you could do is just balance yourself. Just take 10 to 15 minutes a day intentionally on reflecting on things that are positive that are in your life. Some people do them as gratitude statements. Abraham loves to do a list of positive aspects. Shit you got going on that's good. And y'all, did I tell y'all about my son singing the song, I'm living my best life? Y'all, when you get a chance, go just read the words to that song.
I already have.
Smile, beautiful smile. What you got to complain for?
Ain't going back and forth with you.
Ain't going back and forth with y'all. Ain't going back and forth. Right? Reflect on the things that are only positive in your life. And you can do that any way that feels right to you, whether you visualize wonderful memories, focus on upcoming events, or write down a list of things that make you feel good. Ice cream, watching butterflies, working in my garden. You see how much control you have over your life and how simple it is to be in a place that feels good?
Yeah.
And that if you don't do nothing, how quickly you can feel badly? And how if you do that over a long period of time, how you can just spiral out of control?
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of which approach you take, you can quickly start shifting yourself up that ladder, up that spiral. Now, sometimes, y'all, things happen in our life, let's just be real, that knocks the wind out of us, knocks the wind out of our sail, that shake us to our core, that hurt our heart, where sometimes we don't even know how to formulate a prayer in our head. We don't know the words to speak. We open our mouth and only tears come out. Even in those times, and probably especially in those times, when you might not, it's already in the middle of the day, so I can't start today off right. Right now, I'm not trying to feel writing butterflies and the color purple on no piece of paper. The next best thing you can do is just maintain where you are. If you're feeling bored, just stay right there. It beats going down to despair and depression. And right now, you might have had so much momentum. Remember that train? Slowing that train down, you got so much momentum going in the direction that you don't want to go in, that it's going to take you buffering, pumping them brakes a little bit, slowing that train down. It's also at these times when we do steal away. Take a break from the kids. Take a break from the hubby. Take that day off. Me and my girlfriend are planning a couple of days away right before. It's our little Galentine's Day. Before Valentine's. Right? So sometimes we have to mindfully anchor ourselves to the present acceleration that we've got going on. Just take a couple of simple breaks, 1 to 2 minutes, every couple of hours. Commit to focusing purely maybe on meditating or your breathing. Just slowing it down, just staying throttling it. That will help you begin the disconnection of these external stressors that we have and build up the resistance, our resilience to move up that ladder. Does that make sense? Hold what you got. Write down a list of positive aspects or things that make you feel good or things that make you happy. Or I recommend this one every day. Get up in your right mind. I got up today in my right mind. You remember I would laugh at them old folks in the church when they say that. I woke up this morning in my right mind. Y'all, they knew something, didn't they?
They did.
They knew something. I got up this morning in my right mind. Now, to dovetail on that, in order for you to wake up in your right mind, what you got to do, Lindsay?
You gotta say you in your right mind.
You got to say you in your right mind. What else can she do, Chantel?
You got to go to bed the night before to be, you got to put some deposit in your tank. To
you
wake
got
up
to
in the
go
right
to
mind.
sleep in your right mind. You got to set yourself up for success in the morning. Some people do a to-do list, put it by their bed, and that's great. But when you lay your head down, that's why I love the Magic Rock activity that I got from The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. Y'all, sometimes we just fall into that bed. Ooh, I'm just so glad I'm cheering down. He ain't gonna be trying to fill on me. I'm just gonna go to sleep. I'm just gonna go to sleep. I can't wait to go to sleep. Now, the powerful thing about sleep is that we get that throttling down effect times 1,000. When you're asleep, your unconscious mind, though, is still active. That means you're still unknowingly having an impact on things that you want to manifest, on things you want to change, and the rate at which you're able to manifest it. They say that, I want to say it was Thomas Edison. He would sit in a chair and he'd have his hands, these 2 or 3 ball bearings, and he would just roll them around in his hands. And he would just kind of relax himself. He would breathe a little bit, but he was more getting to the point where he just wanted to relax. Relax to the point where he'd almost drift off. Because he, like Albert Einstein, knew that those moments right before you fall asleep, now you wonder why he came to folks in dreams. Why when folks say, I had a vision, I had a dream, that state right before you go to sleep, when you fall asleep, is so powerful. It is just fertile grounds for good manifestations, good blessings. So to move up further on that emotional scale that we were looking at during sleep, you can just try that technique. That you put your mind on something, particularly in a good place. Your baby's gonna be in a little program tomorrow. Envision them wearing the outfit you done bought for them, looking good on that stage, saying they lines that y'all done went over for 6 weeks. You can choose to creatively do a visualization exercise as you fall asleep. Sometimes if you're too tired, too weary, that might, hey baby girl, that might, come on, now, your children love to be on, you hear me? I'm thinking about Mariah. Yes, it might be easier to commit to something a little simpler that doesn't require as much mental energy. What's the best thing that happened to me today? I say that holding my rock. What's the best thing? And I used to ask the kid when they would come from school, what was your high today? What was your low today? Who cried at school? I needed to figure out who, if they was a child crying at school. Who cried in class today? You know? What was the best thing that happened to me today? Think of the day's blessings. The major sources of your goodness in your life. Think about those things. And you might be surprised by the moving little moments that you remember that you probably otherwise would have forgotten. What your mind is going to do as you sleep is going to continue to entertain that topic.
That's right.
It's going to continue to entertain and explore that thing that you was thinking about. It's going to answer them questions. Have you ever heard people talk about they was worried about something, and when they got up the next morning, they had the answer?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You are a powerful being, ladies. You can do this. Any questions about how we can begin to consciously, effortlessly make these shifts in how we feel? Go ahead, Miss Shantia.
Nikisha, thank you for letting me share. I don't really have a question, but I do have a comment.
Sure.
You know, when they talk about, always giving God the first. And so, whether it's your first tithes, whether it's the first part of your day, and I can tell you when I have done that, my days have been so much better. Now, those days where I've woke up and I'm rushed or I overslept because I stayed up too late the night before for whatever reason, probably more than like vapors,
Yes.
I just feel like my spirit is not settled.
Yeah.
But this morning, I was laying in bed before I even got up to get, to go use the restroom. I was, saying, being grateful, being appreciative, saying those things that I needed to say before I even got out of bed. And before I go to bed, when I am intentional about, simmering down, having something, I just got a book called Life Beyond Amazing by Dr. Jeremiah. He's a famous pastor.
Yes.
And I'm reading this book. I've been reading it at night. I'm going. Chapter 2 is all about joy, but he talks about the fruit of the spirit. So there's nine different concepts, right?
Yes.
But what I'm saying is, when I'm intentional, I sleep better and I'm at rest versus falling asleep in front of the, TV in my clothes and having to wake up at 12 or 1 in the morning. I just feel more at rest. And so I do believe in the principles. You're on the mark.
Absolutely, girl. Yes. Yeah. What's that man's last name? I can't think of it. But yeah, you're right. When you go to bed in a nice place, you're gonna wake up in a nice place. And then when things happen, because they will, when things happen, you can be conscious in that moment. I got a bag of tricks. What do I need to use? First of all, I know I'm gonna be able to handle this. First of all, I know this is being handled and worked out for me. I know it's coming to me for something. I don't know why now, but I can deal with this. I do this. This is the shit I do.
Right.
Now, do I need to steal away? Do I need to take a moment? I might not need to call my husband first. I might need to get my mind right first. Let me get me together first before I try to bring him all in. Now I got to feel like I'm responsible for, let me handle me first. Let me lead me. Okay. Not to say you coming up with an answer or a solution, because a solution will come once you're in your right mind. Love that. Love that. Well, ladies, if you don't have any questions, here we are, session 7. It takes a little minute, y'all, for the replay to get up, but it will be up. It'll probably either be late tonight or sometime tomorrow morning. But I definitely so sincerely appreciate your presence, your energy. I thrive off of it. I thank you for it. And if there are no questions, ladies, I want to thank you for coming tonight. And with that, continue to go live. And like Miss Lindsay, because she invites everybody. Invite me if I'm on, I'll hop on. But I'm just loving the work that you're doing. I love the love that you're showing each other. And ladies, with that, I love you to life.